All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join us. First call, Smash Fun call that I've organized. So welcome, everybody. We're going to have a great update from Rob Tolles as he explains what's going on in the behind the scenes and what we have coming up in the next couple weeks here. So, hey, Rob, are you there?
I am. I'm on the call.
All right. Sure been having fun over the last few weeks here, putting this thing together up to this point. And for everybody on the call here, I just want to say welcome. And you're the very beginning of a gigantic explosion called Smash Fun. So, Rob, why don't you just take it from here, bro?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the call, Lauren. I appreciate it's getting ready to roll something like this out. We feel sometimes like we're kind of at the beginning of an Instagram or Facebook, something that has massive viral potential. But what's wild is this is so big that we can't even get our hands around it, right? We don't know what this is going to turn into. We just know that it is just brilliantly put together in the right industry and what people are looking for. Lauren, we started coming up with this idea probably about a year ago. Literally, I follow a lot of crowdfunding things. As an entrepreneur, right, you're always looking at all these things that get funded. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that guy raised $8 million for this. Or, a guy wants to make a tuna sandwich literally and raises $40,000. I mean, it's just crazy. But what's interesting, it's one of the fastest growing markets in technology, crowdfunding is, but there's still only about a 10% success rate. About 10% of the people get funded, with their different projects or passions. So, you read these articles and, hey, crowdfunding is going to surpass, 100 by 2025. Oh, looks like it's going to do that by 2017 because, there's donation-based crowdfunding, there's rewards-based, like maybe Kickstarter, Indiegogo. There's equity-based, like Fundable. And what's beautiful about crowdfunding is every single person on this planet has something they want to fund. Everybody. I don't care if it's, funding your vacation to Barcelona, or you want to open up your own CrossFit gym. You want your dream car. You want to pay off your kids' college expenses. Or if you're a kid, you want to pay expenses or whatever it is. I mean, we could go house by house all around the world, and every single person in those households have something that they would like to pay for and fund. So crowdfunding is awesome because if you could tell your story right, you could fund anything you want. I mean, you look at GoFundMe, I mean, they're running $100 million a month right now, just funding all kinds of crazy stuff, Sometimes it's a need or a want or whatever. But anyways, we looked at that, and I had, some pretty fun success in the social game industry about a few years ago, and we watched this great mobile game into 400 million users. 400 million users every single day. And, different countries and continents and, people just hanging out in the chat rooms together. And I had always thought, what if we could develop just this great viral market for people to do business and life all together, almost like a social network, but what if our company stepped in with our revenues and helped fund everybody? So that's when we came up with this idea. Out of 1,200 crowdfunding companies around the world, there's not one that shares its revenue with its users, that comes alongside their users and says, we're going to help you fund your passion. Whatever it is, we're going to help you fund it. So think about, for example, think about Uber, right? I mean, Uber's, they're massive, but what they did is very simple concept, technology driven. We're going to take 80% of our revenues and push it back out to our drivers. That's great. Smash Fund is going to take 80% of our revenues, and we're going to push it back out to our users for simply building the network. Just build just like Facebook or Instagram. Sometimes I tell the story of one of our guys that went through the beta. He's on our investor team, and his name's Kenny. But Kenny, a young guy, I think Kenny just turned 20 years old, but he has 7 million Instagram followers. 7 million between all of his different accounts and things. And so he has all these different companies that come to him and say, hey, if you give a shout out for our product or whatever, we'll give you X amount of dollars. He does very, very well. So imagine somebody like that gets an invite code from Smashfund that shares it with his 7 million followers, but every single month for everybody coming on the platform. So let me tell you what this looks like. This is, it's so darn fun, guys. It's so darn fun. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming, but let me talk about where we're at right now real quick. So we've gone through the whole beta process. We've pushed on all the different doors. We know what people want, what they don't want. And we're going to start over the next 3 weeks. We're going to open up just the funnel, just the front of the website that allows people to come in for free, get their invite code, and start inviting others for free. There will be a subscription within probably 2 months after that will off. But then once we start revenue sharing, just in the U.S. and Canada at first. Literally, this is like being in the beginning of Facebook, just bigger, because now you make the money, right? So think about getting your invite code and think about this as a kind of a platform for entrepreneurs. Just a social platform. You got entrepreneurs on the platform, creators, people that have, charities that they always want to fund residually. You got all these people that have all these passions. So they get a profile. They get a Smashfund profile. That Smashfund profile will always have the capability, roll out, it will always have the capability to unlock your donate button or your contribute button. So if you ever want to raise funds for, maybe you're starting a restaurant or, it's a small $2,000 project, that will always be there. But mainly, every single day, we are going to fund you based on building the network. Now, here's the coolest part. We have a proprietary algorithm that nobody else has, that when you start inviting others, right, you start sharing your invite code. Everybody else starts getting their own invite code. Those people automatically become part of your network. But if you go viral, we know who started a particular network as that goes viral by thousands and thousands of people. So you'll have people within the network on your right and your left, and they're doing the same thing. And guess what? As that starts to happen, they are added to your network. It's a social network algorithm, right? So here's the coolest part. When the subscription goes live, down the road, after we do this free invite system, when we bring in thousands of users, when we pull the trigger, the monthly subscription will be $149 a month. Here's the coolest part of that. This is for life. So think of it, right? You're on LinkedIn Premium. You're paying over $100 a month. They're not revenue sharing with you. That's for thing share. But you're paying that $100 a month. But you also have all the crowdfunding functionality. So unlike the other crowdfunding sites out there, you don't have the time limits and the goals. You're not going to get kicked off if you don't raise money fast enough. You might not even activate your crowdfunding module for 2 years. That's okay. But our goal is to allow you to build this network, right? So you get this network, you have your subscription going, you have your invite code. Now, every single invite, you can invite as many, you can invite hundreds, you can invite thousands. Everybody's connected to thousands of people now through social media, right? So as you're inviting all these people and they start going using your invite code and they get their own invite code, we are going to give you $50 every single month. Every single month for that. Residually, every single month. It's part of our revenue share. It's coming out of our 80% of our marketing side. But the greatest part of it, that's not even the best part, because as you know, when you start to go viral, like when I look at my 17-year-old, he adds literally hundreds of people every single day to his Instagram profile. Every single day. He does it. Sometimes these kids, they know more than I do. They just can't figure it out. So I have no idea how he does it, but he does. So imagine you've invited, hundreds of people, and you have hundreds of people personally connected to your invite code now. You're receiving $50 every single month for all those personal invites. But as they start to share their invite code, and now this viral activity starts to happen, and you don't even know who these people are that start showing up in your network, that's $4 every single month, up to 16,000 connections per profile. You can add as many as you want, just like a lot of you have separate Facebook profiles, right? For, maybe it's business and whatever. That's great. So per profile, up to 16,000 connections. So those viral connections are the $4 bills, and the personal connections are the $50 bills. And the way we do that is we take 80% of our revenues coming in, and we push it back out to our user base for building that network. We are the true crowdfunding network. That's what Smashfund is. Smashfund is not just a crowdfunding site, but eventually we will be a dominant social network. We will be a very good alternative to Facebook, because we're going to start functionality, and then we're going to add Grasshopper and Shopify and all these guys that want to market to all of our user base. You have the crowdfunding module, and meanwhile, we're funding the world. We'll start going into country after country. We'll start going into territory after territory, and we'll start funding the globe. And even our corporate documents say PBC. You'll see it on our website when we bring it back up. It says PBC, Public Benefit Corporation. We have a classification out of Delaware that we got. It's not easy to get, but if you're benefiting the public enough, it's just really cool classification. You're a responsible corporation, and you're a public benefit corporation. It's so cool to have those bragging rights, because that means that we're doing something that benefits the public more than anybody else. So, it could go on forever. If people that they want to pay off their house, and they're trying to figure out how not to work 80 hours a week, and they want to start their own business. Some of our younger people, they'll go buy a Ferrari, and that's fine. After they're all done with their Ferrari, then we'll get them to do something else and get them into Habitat for Humanity. But it's just that we're creating this massive global funding network. Just think about that. Think about LinkedIn Premium. And what if you were receiving $50 a month for all the personal connections and $4 a month for all the virals? That's exactly what we're doing. But we're also working on technology that will allow you to take your invite code and get it viral in front of millions of people on the internet a day, every day. And whenever they click on that, it'll talk about what Smashfund is, and it'll roll them right on, and it'll connect them to their network, right to your network overnight. It truly is astounding. This is definitely the biggest project I've ever had. We're super excited about where the company is. But folks, I truly believe we will be $1 billion company in a short period of time. And what excites me the most about that is the way we get there is by paying out hundreds of millions of dollars to our user base for building the network. It's endless what we can do with people that are trying to transition between jobs. They're trying to pay off expenses. You'll see people doing life together, messaging and helping each other out, and sources. And meanwhile, we'll just be depositing this every single day, based on subscription renewal, the new people joining the network. Lauren, I hope that's a pretty decent snapshot of it. It's very simple what we're doing. Now, the technology that goes into this is not. We have our own proprietary technology, and we're adding all this social network technology to it. But at the end of the day, we really want this to be just almost like Instagram. They're talking about if you ever want to see what somebody's into, just look at their Instagram profile. They'll tell you all the way who they like, right? So that's really it. But the dashboard will look a lot like that too. So you're just going to see all these people you invited, and then you're going to wonder, like, my gosh, where are these hundreds of people coming from as that starts to get viral? It's just wild. So we really want this to be super clean, super fun, no moving parts, and then we will start to add to it. We'll add more and more social network capability. So this, where you're at right now would be comparable to Mark Zuckerberg at college before on any other colleges. That's where you're at. You're right in the center of this before we take this viral. You're right there. There will be millions of people on this eventually, but you're at the center of this, and your ID code is going to start getting connected to others, and then you just invite as fast as you can once we pull the cap on it, and you're off and running. So I'm just fortunate and super excited to be in the position I'm in. I've had some great successes in the past and learned a lot from some different companies that we've had those successes with, and I got to tell you, they've been nothing compared to getting ready to roll out. But Lauren, real quick, I know that you had me as a guest on this call, but here's the deal: we ran this algorithm before with Facebook. We didn't know how special it was in the past, so we thought, well, let's run it through Facebook, and let's market an actual product through Facebook, and it was just a beverage company at the time. Nothing real special, but it was kind of fun, and everybody got their invite code, and Facebook was kind of new to letting people market products through them. And I told Lauren back in 2009, I said, hey, this algorithm thing might really work, man. And you get your invite code and you invite it. That starts to go viral crazy. We had no idea that within 6 months, Lauren's invite code would be viral to the tune of 60,000 people connected to it, right? So I remember totally blown away. Can I tell you a little bit about what that looked like, if you don't mind?
Yeah, that's okay, Rob. Go for it.
All right. So anyways, I just remember the first month, I think it was January of 2009, and we thought we might have had something special, but Lauren, all of a sudden he made $8,000 in January. I think Lauren had probably doubled the second month. I don't know what it turned into, but I just know that when things were really moving, before Facebook went closed platform, and they didn't let you share invite codes after that, but you were up 140,000 a month you were making on the revenue share at that time?
Yeah, that's exactly right. There was no $50 bill at that time. It was $5 for every connect.
Yeah. Okay, so think about this. We're seeing these affiliate programs, right? Life, for example. If you refer people to LifeLock, they'll pay you a one-time $10 referral, right? Or Grasshopper, you get a Grasshopper account, they'll pay you a one-time $100 referral. Groupon, they do some things like that. If you have their widget on your website, if you own a website, $10 for somebody that signs up for Groupon. Living Social, right? You refer 3 and your deal's free and all that. We're creating a residual affiliate program, just a true revenue share program. It's not one time, but if you build a massive network for us, then you should not just get a one-time, referral for that. You do that every single month. If that user is there and you brought them, then you should receive that every single month. And we could do that. We could do that because we have the margin to do it, because we are now in the game of companies like Uber and all these different technology companies that run on very little overhead, very, very tech-driven, to where we could share the revenues like that and from the world. So I know I probably a little bit longer than you wanted me to, Lauren, but that's a snapshot of what's getting ready just to start turning in about 3 weeks. You'll in the process, and to go through bumps and bruises with us too. So it's coming. But
hey, Rob, why don't you explain real brief, why is this not going to smell like a multi-level company? Because that's what we are not. But what makes us different?
Well, I think one of the things is I'm not a big fan of multi-level marketing. Maybe that's why. there's some good people and maybe good owners of a lot of those companies, and that's great, and they've done well, but just the failure rate and what I've seen and brushed up against it myself, I just think there's too many, right? So, I don't really like that industry too much, but the thing is we're not talking levels here. You know, we're not talking levels and all that. If you know what a social graph looks like, if Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn were to show you their algorithm, it does. It looks exactly like a multi-level. But they don't show their algorithm. You just know you're all connected. And you're connected by all these different generations. And that's what we are. It's 16,000 viral connections. You don't have to worry about levels and positioning and all this crazy stuff or qualifications. You don't have any of that. You know? Just invite the entire world, allow them to join the network, and we'll start talking what they're passionate. Imagine receiving, I don't know, $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month in revenue share from Smashfund, and you have, you know, a few thousand people in your network, and then you have options. Then you're like, oh man, now I can start that business I've always wanted to start. And I don't need to panic about leaving my job, or now I could just cut back, or I love my job. I want to keep my job, but I always want to open this CrossFit box, you know, or whatever. Now, not only do you have that residual coming in every month from the company, but you have an entire network to blast that to say, guys, I just unlocked my contribute button. Come pitch in. Anybody that pitches in, you know, I'll give you a T-shirt or, you know, whatever. Now you got this built-in funding network. That's why, Lauren, I believe we are the cure to the 90% failure rate in crowdfunding, because we are going to allow people to build these networks, and we're not going to disconnect them if they don't hit their goal right away and just all that silly stuff. So maybe that didn't answer your question about network marketing, but there's not a whole lot of similarities, to be honest.
Well, I think it's really exciting when you told me, and it was discussed, that there would be no qualifications in order to receive the revenues from your social network.
Lauren, I think we lost you.
Yeah.
You want me to take over your call? I can take over your call if you want.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Rob?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Can you, to end the call, let me have you just explain what's coming up, what can we expect in the next couple weeks? When can we expect our invite code?
Okay. So, literally, we are working. We've been trying to balance out. My gosh, I mean, we have so many new companies coming on that are, I mean, they're getting the wheels going on, creating, you know, explainer videos. Who knows when that will be done? I mean, it's every time they're getting close, we're like, oh, you should add this or add that. It's so simple. It's really so simple. You don't need those. Those are just kind of fun to produce. So we have those meetings nonstop. In between that, we're trying to get everything all set up. You know, first of all, Lauren, to get you and a handful of people these invite codes to fire this whole thing off. We are hoping, and I could say we're 90% positive that invite codes will be ready within the next 2 weeks. We got to beta those real quick. That should take a couple of days just to make sure that, obviously, when people start inviting, everybody's getting connected the right way. And then we're going to open it up. We're going to open up the funnel to everybody in the U.S. and Canada. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to take that invite code, and there'll be an invite feature that's on our site. You'll be able to hit your Facebook, you know, Instagram, all this stuff. You'll be able to send it out to everybody you know, and it'll say, hey, come join my network with Smashfund and blah, blah, blah. Or you can take that invite code and send it out through text or whatever it is. And then when they come to the site and they use your invite code, then they'll pop right into your network right away. That is 100% free. And what we want to do is we just want to build that base by the thousands. And so, you know, obviously when we roll out the company, you know, we believe we'll probably roll out with tens of thousands of users, you know, when we charge the first credit cards. And that'll be it. And so I would imagine, within the next two weeks, being able to get the invite codes, being able to let everybody loose within 3. You go to smashfund.com, realize that that's just the placeholder. That's just a beta placeholder. It's not our logo or look and feel that's coming out. Everything looks super, super cool. So that's going to happen. And then we'll start running it up. We're just going to call it the run-up and allow everybody to build out their teams. And then probably about 60 days after that, we're going to pull the trigger, and you guys are going to start having the time of your life. I mean, we're talking about direct deposit. I mean, we've almost got down to, paid daily. I mean, we're so excited about making that happen because that's the situation people are in now. On it fast, right? So we're excited to be able to make it happen every day for people. It's just, it's just really exciting. It really is, to be able to give people the opportunity to finally, for the first time, monetize their social networks. Pretty cool stuff.
Well, Rob, you've done a great job giving us a bird's eye view of what SmashFund is, kind of where we're headed. And I'm just going to make everybody a challenge that's on this call. Just go out and invite people to go to at least at this time, there's a new SmashFund video, Rob, on YouTube that I thought was really clever and fun, giving an overall pick on this whole concept. So go ahead and check that out. Make your list, make some calls, and then there's another one of these calls soon, and you can drive more people to just listen in and catch the vision. So I want to say thanks, Rob, for your time, and everybody listening on this call, thank you, and have a good evening.
All right. Thanks for having me, Lauren. I look forward to meeting everybody on the call. Off we go.